Reading in under 10 minutes. Welcome to the Tuesday Weekly Live, and we're talking about lesson 1 from the Creative Violin Method book. Lesson 1 will be about reading your first notes, about the placement on the violin. We're even going to do a little bit of improvisation. This is really important because if you don't know how to read yet, this is the time that we are going to do that, okay? So we're going to start with the first notes on the violin, and I want to assume that you already covered the basics. How to hold the violin, the correct posture, how to hold the bow, the first notes, about straight bowing, the bow placements and everything. If you haven't yet, no worries, but do check out the basics videos on our YouTube channel. Right? So if you are here, let me know. Can I see the comments? Let me see if you have any comments coming in. I see that my comments window is out. Let me see. There we go. Comments and reactions. There we go. Okay. So if you're there, this is all on YouTube. I know it, but why am I doing this? Because now you get to ask questions. You can't do that to a YouTube video, right? So I'm here for you. Fire away with your questions whenever you want. I'm going to see the comments coming in from my Facebook group and from YouTube. And if you have any questions, this is the time. Don't be shy. I'm here for you, right? So we're going to start off with how we read music. How do we read the notes? We see 5 lines. We see these little dots in them. What are they? How does that work? And more important, how do we use that? How can we translate that to the violin? Right? Okay, so let's start off with a little video on reading. I'll be back after that. To start off with reading, and translating that to a violin, let's dive right into the basics. First of all, you'll see the staff. The staff has 5 lines in it, and this is where we place the notes. If we place a note higher in the staff, it's going to sound higher. Place the note a little bit lower, it's going to sound lower. That is the pitch. At the beginning of each staff, you'll see a clef. We have a treble clef, you have an alto clef, and also a bass clef. The bass clef will be for cello and double basses. The alto clef is used by violas, and we violinists, we use the treble clef. At the beginning of a staff, you'll also see the time signature. Here you see 4 quarters. If you look at the bottom number, that is the count. In this case, a quarter is the count. But don't worry, we'll explain it all when it comes. The top number will say how many counts are in a bar. So in this case, we have 4 counts in a bar, so we count till 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, the bars are divided with bar lines. This makes it easy for us to see where the 4 counts end and where the new 4 counts start again. We also have an end bar. This means we've come to the end of a song. Now we've come to the notes. I just explained that the position of a note in a staff determines how high or how low the note sounds, the pitch. But we can also write a note value. That means how long will that note last. Long notes, short notes, and with those we'll get a sort of rhythm, the melody. So let me take you through that. First of all, we have a whole note. And if we saw that the count would be the quarter note, we have 4 counts in this whole note. We have a half note. That would mean, with the time signature we have, that there are 2 counts in the half note. Now we get the closed note, and that is the quarter note. Here I'll show you the division of the notes. First of all, the whole note, and we can fit in 2 half notes in a whole note. You can see 4 quarter notes in the whole note, and here we see 8 eighth notes, and here you can also see we can write them separate or we can beam them like that. And of course 16/16th notes. This is how you can divide the notes. A melody will always be a combination of note values and note pitches. Okay, now let's see how the notes written in the staff correspond with the correct positions on the violin. First of all, I'll take the highest string. The highest string is the E string, and this is placed at this position in the staff. This is the highest open string. If I place my first finger on the string, we have F sharp. This is what we call the note. It's got a name. 1 note higher. Okay? Now you can see the position in the staff. The first one was under the first line. This note is on top of the top line in the staff. That corresponds with the first finger on the E string. 1 note higher, that'll be above the top line in the staff. That is the second finger on the E string. You see, it goes higher from the E string. I'm going to place the note 1 note higher on the top line, higher, so a higher note. And one more time, higher is going to be above the top line in the staff. That's the second finger on the E string. So that's how you recognize the pitch in the staff corresponding with which finger on which string. Okay, let's take you to the A string. The A string is scored here at this position. So you can remember you have the middle line and the A string is under the middle line. That is the open A string. If I place the note on top of the middle line, so it's 1 position higher, that's the first finger on the A string. If I go 1 position higher, I go above the middle line. I'm placing the note here, and that is the second finger on the A string. That's it. 1 higher would be the third. We're not working with the third yet in the beginning. It's going to come a little bit later in the course. But to make reading a little bit easier, I'm just working with 2 fingers for the next exercises. So it's easier to recognize them as well. Okay, going to the D string. The D string is under the bottom line. The note placed under the bottom line in the staff, that is the open D string. So if you see the note written down under the bottom line of the staff, at this position, it's the open D string. 1 position higher will be on the bottom line. That's going to be the first finger on the D string. 1 position higher, it's going to be above the bottom line. And that is the second finger on the D string. Okay. And now we go to the G string. And this will exceed the range of the 5 staff lines. So we need help lines there, ledger lines. These are going to help us define where is this note scored. It's the lowest, so it's going to be low, even lower than the staff itself. 2 help lines, 2 ledger lines are going to give us this position, and that's the open string. Okay? If we go one step higher, it's going to be on that second help line, the second ledger line. If you see this note at this position, it's the first finger on the G string. And now, second finger on the G string, we write it down at this point. So those are the positions on the violin that correspond with the note pitches in the staff. Now, if you want to learn to read, I would advise you to learn to recognize the positions in the staff. And this is going to make your reading very easy. If you learn this right, learning the letters of the alphabet and then you can read the words. Well, this is exactly the same. You can always find a reference in book 1 in lesson 1. And those are found below the videos on the website. These black buttons, download buttons. There you get the pages, and on those pages you'll find the reference notes. So you can learn that there and always know what and where you're playing. Okay, now you would know where is the A in the staff. The open A string, first finger, second finger. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm going to play quarter notes and I'm going to use these 3 pitches. The open string, the first finger and the second finger. Okay, look how this is scored. Can you see it? If I would do something similar on the D string, here's the D pitch. First finger on the and second finger above. Okay, I can play half notes. Quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Now I used the different pitches and the different note values. And I did this in the 4/4 time signature. So each bar, as you could see, would have 4 counts in them. There can be 2 half notes, 1 whole note, maybe even 8 eighth notes, or a combination of both. Now this is what we're going to work with in the first lessons in the Creative Violin Method. So I hope now you understand how it works with the reading. So let's try that in the next exercise 1, A, B, C and D. From all open strings, the first fingers and the second fingers. So, if there are any questions, oops, getting that away. If there are any questions, let me know. This is the time you can do it, right? So even if you just want to say hi, I want to know that you're there. And I hope it all made a little bit sense how it works with the reading, the placements of the notes in the staff and how they correspond with the notes on the violin, the fingers, open strings on the violin. And let's just do a little test, right? Let me just see if you managed, right? Okay, let me show you here. You see 1A, B, C, and D. 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D. And I'm going to 1C, all right? 1C. Check 1C. What string is that? Do you know that? The A string, right? The A string. Here it is, the A string. Now let's take this for a read. The first 4 notes that you see, right? Those are all 4 open strings, and I call them 0. 0 is 0 fingers, right? So open string. 0, 0, 0, 0, and then, can you see it? 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Did you get that? That's how it works. Easy, right? Now let me show you. I'll make myself a little bit bigger. You can see, I hope you can still read it. It's a little bit small. 1 C, okay? There we go. So the open A string, 1, 2, got it? That's how it works. Do we do another one? Let's see. Let's go to 1B. 1B. I'll leave the low string and the high string for your own study there. Hi Violet, how are you doing? Great to see you. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, 1B. We do 1B. It's exactly the same. 1B and what A, B, C, and D. It's the same. But it's a reading practice, right? Okay. So the 1B is 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. And let me make myself a little bit smaller again, or bigger again. I hope you can still read it. 1B on the D string. And the last one. Okay, that's easy, right? So we're going to start gradually, but now you know how to read notes, how it works with the pictures, between the lines, on the line, between, on, higher, lower, okay? That's it. In the next lesson, we're going to do the quarter notes. I showed you in the video the quarter notes already. It's going to be in lesson 2. So what would we do? What did we do now in lesson 1? We did the half notes. Okay, the half notes, they have 2 counts in them. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Okay. Now we're gonna do a little improvisation. And why do I think improvisation is so important? Because the most violin methods, they only do classical music and reading, just reading. But ask a classical violinist to improvise like a sax player would, like a guitar player would, a pianist. Ask a violinist, they don't know how to do that. And so it's they say the creativeness is in the music piece that the composer had written. True, so true. But there's so much more. There's your own creation, your own creativity that has to flourish, right? And I think that's really important, to also stimulate your creative mind, right? And we're going to do that on the violin as well. Because actually, if I told you that you're improvising every single day, every single moment of the day, you're improvising. You say, huh? What do you mean? Well, let me tell you. If you wake up, right? You wake up and you're not going to start writing down what you're going to say throughout the day, are you? You don't know who you'll meet. You know, maybe you do, but there's also these surprise moments. If you're in the bus and someone asks you something, you don't know what he's going to ask, and you don't know yet what you're going to respond. So you're thinking on the spot, on the fly, what your answer is going to be. That's improvising, right? Yes, that is improvising. So if we can do that all day long with our vocabulary, we're learning new vocabulary here. The vocabulary or these are the notes we're working with. That's our vocabulary. And we can have a little discussion here. We're on a bus now, right? Okay. Meeting each other on the bus. Hi, how you doing? But I'm not going to have a conversation with you with words, but we're going to do that with a violin. So maybe if you have your violin out, we could do it right away. So what I'm going to do is, you can practice along with video. I'm going to keep the video on YouTube and in the Facebook group and the pages. I'll keep them there for a while, so you can switch them back a little bit and repeat it. And then we can do this little improvisation exercise. Now I'm going to play 4 notes, right? I forgot something really important. Let me do a cam to, can you see that? Yes, okay. Really important. I would also discuss the placements of the fingers. We covered that in the basics, right? But I just want to repeat that so we're sure we're always going to be on the right pitch, because there's a trick to that. You want to know the trick? I'm going to reveal the magic trick, how you always play in tune, in the right pitch. There are a lot of violin players who would sound like that. How do you know that you're on the correct pitch? Well, here it comes. Revealing the secret. I'm the magician here. So, first of all, here you can see this is the nut of the violin. That's where the strings rest on. We call that the nut, right? And this little corner here of the nut, we have to feel that in our index finger. Here, at this point, right? Not there, not there, here. So let me show you. Can you see it? Yes, in the second cam, like that. Tuck. I'm placing it against the nut. And if you want to see it like this, let me see where, like that. There we go. Got it? Tuck. And you could hold the violin with your thumb and your index finger. In fact, then you have the correct first position posture, right? Okay. Violet, if you're still there, let me know. If there are any questions, let me know. So with that, against the nut, I'm going to place the violin here. Okay. And then the only thing I have to do is just drop the finger like that. A round finger, not stretched like that, but just drop it with a round finger. Okay. Now you have to remember, that's it. You have to remember how it feels. How does it feel when you drop the finger in a round manner like this, right? Okay. And then if you are too high, let's say I'm a little bit too high here. Can you hear that? A little bit too high. Then I have to correct this pitch here at this point. I'm gonna turn, move it down a little bit, tuck, like that. And maybe I'm gonna be too low now. Let's see. I'm too low, right? Okay. Then I have to move up a little bit there until we find the correct pitch. And now what you have to do is remember how it feels, how the corner of the nut is connected to your index finger. So you're going to feel if you are a little bit too far away. You're going to feel if you're if you're not far enough, like that, right? This is how you correct it. So if I, from nothing, put up my left hand, I always look up this little corner here and how it feels. And when I drop the first finger, just drop it round, as I remembered how I should do that. I'm always going to be on the correct pitch. Look at that. I'm going to go to the nut here, tuck, tuck, tuck. And I know I didn't move up or down. That's my position. When I put it down like that, then I'm on the correct position. Ta-da! Good. So next, then that is the second finger. The second finger should also just drop like that. Just drop it Don't stretch it or place it too close to the first. If you just naturally drop it, I'll tell you that the violin is built for this natural tuck, landing of a finger like that, as your hand is built, right? Tuck like that. And if you think, I'm slightly higher, too high, then you have stretched a little bit too far. So also this position of the second finger is very important to remember. That's what we call the muscle memory. Got it? The muscle memory. So the first finger, feel the nut, and then drop the first finger and just drop the second finger. You know how far it feels, the distance between 1 and 2. And then the nut is the reference for the first finger, and the first finger we're going to use as a reference for the second finger. And then you're always in tune, right? Easy, right? Little trick, but it works. It works fantastically if you just remember how to do that. Okay, so as promised, I will do a little improvisation with you. So I'm going to do that in every lesson of the book. Every lesson of the Creative Violin Method ends with an improvisation using the techniques you learned in that lesson. All right, so what did we learn in lesson 1? The half notes and fingers 1 and 2, right? Do you want to see cam 2? All right, let me see. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, what 3 and 4 we're going to use in the next lessons, right? We're not using that. I want to set the fingers 1 and 2 first, so your muscle memory remembers where they are placed, right? Now I'm going to play 4 notes, and this is our conversation, right? So I'm going to play 4 notes. I don't know which ones. That could be a 0, it could be 1 or a 2, or maybe even the twice the same note. No problem. And then you answer me with 4 notes. Got it? You can use, let's use the A string for that. So we're sort of having the same conversation. We're going to use the A string, and we're using the 0, the 1, or the 2, and the 2, right? And we're just going to do the half notes, a bit longer notes like that, okay? So I'm going to play 4 notes, like. And you play 4, answering. And then I'm going to play 4 notes again, and then you have to listen, because you can't. We're not going to do a debate, a political debate, right? Where everybody just talks and talks through one another and no one actually listens. No, improvising is about listening and responding. So if one is talking, then the other one is listening. If the other one is talking, I'm listening, right? This is how it works in a good conversation. Relation therapy here. All right, okay. A string. Let's place the fingers first. So we have the nut here, and drop the first finger and drop the second finger. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna start. 4 notes, and don't play the same notes as I would, because then I'm asking you a question and you're repeating my question. Does that make sense? Nah, you give me an answer. So you choose your own notes, okay? There we go. I'm gonna ask you this question. How wonderful was that? What a great conversation we had. Perfect. Right, in the method we also have a little accompaniment with that, and you start improvising with these 3 notes you've already learned. So this is the very basic start of even improvising. How about that? Lesson 1, just learn the notes, just learn the fingers, already doing better than most classical violinists. How about that? That's good. Okay, so yes, what I promised was that at the end of, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm still here. I can see your comments coming in. I promised you could download lesson 1 for free with the backing tracks, right? And you can also see if you have the first lesson from the Creative Violin Method, you're going to see that on the YouTube channel, on the Creative Violin YouTube channel, you can see the videos of the lesson. So all explanations, everything, and also the exercises. So what I showed you here, 1, A, B, C, and D, they're all recorded in video with accompaniments, and you can even have your own concert already. How about that? So a lot of fun to work like that and to practice along with the videos. And then you can see if your posture is correctly and everything. And by the way, if you're not a member of the Creative Violin Facebook group yet, join our group, and then you can post your progress, post with whatever you're studying, right? And a little video of that with a smartphone or anything is perfect, as long as I can see you playing, and I can see you playing in this position. Then I can see if the wrist is right, if your bow is right, if I can see everything, and I'm gonna give you personal feedback on that, completely free. How about that? Do it? Done. Okay, so join the group if you not already have, and if you're already starting, then of course post any progress you're making, and you're gonna get positive and a warm personal feedback from me. Okay, so that being said, let me give you the QR code. If you can scan, if you're on a PC, and maybe you can scan this QR code, then you can download lesson 1 with the backing tracks. And of course, as said, you can find the video in the Creative Violin YouTube channel. Just search for Creative Violin, and you have this little blue circle with Creative Violin in it. That's it. That's where you have to be. You're going to find all the lessons. Okay. So, and about the Creative Violin Method, I mean, this is lesson 1, right? And I hope you're here because you want to really start playing, and otherwise you would not be here. But maybe you have been, you have started already, and you have been all over the place of YouTube. There's thousands and thousands of violin videos. But the thing is, if they're good, I don't know, I'm not looking at them, but the thing is it's not a method. You need a method to go from beginner's level to advanced level. It's a method with any instrument, or if you learn photography, if you learn to drive a car, you have to start from the beginning and build your way up chronologically, build your way up to the advanced level, right? You cannot just pick a random video there, pick a random video there, pick a random video there, and hope you'll learn how to play the instrument. That's not how it works. And in fact, the ceiling, you're going to reach that ceiling, the ceiling of the level, you're going to reach that immediately. And then you don't make any progress. What's going to happen? You quit. We don't want that, right? So this is the way to progress. And it's going to take time. We're going to enjoy that time because we're going to play a lot of different styles of music and everything. But it's going to go gradually from beginners, like lesson 1 you've already seen, and we're going to move up to the advanced level. Are you with me on that one? Okay, let me show you the method then. Violet, there you are. This is the QR code for lesson 1. Got it? Okay, there we go. All right. How it looks like. Well, we've just seen this page. Lesson 1 looks a little bit like that. We see 1A, B, C, and D, and we see 2A, B, C, and D, a little bit more challenging, just to learn how to read the notes and how to place them on the violin, right? That's how lesson 1 looks like. Well, let's turn the page, and here's how lesson 2 looks like. Well, you see, this is what we're going to do next week. Quarter notes. These are these little black notes. So these are the quarter notes. I'm going to explain everything next week. And you see on the right page, let's improvise. Even there, the lesson 2 is a very short one, but it's also about learning how to read. That's the first basic training. And you're going to learn a little bit faster notes. How we're going to do that, I'm going to explain all that next week. And we're also going to do an improvisation of that. Well, if we go move on a little bit, let's turn the page here again. And you can see there combinations of eighth notes with slurs, so binding 2 notes together. So, or more notes on a bow, on one bow direction. And eighth notes, quarter notes, half notes with dots. You're going to learn it on the way. So this is lesson 7, and you can see on the right side, lesson 7 is a little bit bigger, a few pages, but I just took this page out, and you can see end of lesson 7 also, improvisation. We're going to improvise with eighth notes, quarter notes, half notes, with everything. So it's going to be more fun each week. We're going to just build on and build on that, on the skills. Let me turn a few pages. So I think maybe I was muted. I'm not so sure. Maybe you couldn't hear. But what I was saying, well, lesson 7, that was about quarter notes, eighth notes, slurs, everything combined. So we're building up quite fast. And this is lesson 4. Lesson 4, we already see Amazing Grace. That is a 3/4 time signature. So we don't count to 4, we count to 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be explained already in lesson 4. How about that? Okay, so and you see the YouTube example of the lesson. If you study this, you're going to play along with me, and you have your own accompaniment as well. So that's the way how we study. How about that? And maybe you don't recognize the style, but this is gypsy jazz. So it's not classic. We have some classical pieces in it, of course, but we have gypsy jazz as well. Gypsy jazz, how fun that is. Well, if you talk about improvisation, jazz is all about improvisation. And this lesson is also gonna end up with a gypsy jazz improvisation. How about that? So different styles of music. Let me show you another one. And you see the use of the fourth finger there already. You see that? And this is an Irish piece, Irish traditional. Planksteadule. Plankstead is actually a song for a harp, but we translated that to violin. Well, you see how fast you already are reading these notes. And I'll tell you, this looks difficult, but if you're at this level, if you're there, then you can easily play it because you're studying along with the videos as well. So that's how we can study. You see the on the computer, that's what you see. That's how you can study. And if this goes too fast, you can even slow down the video to fit your needs. So you can study it a little bit slower with the video as well. And there's also the backing track. So if you want to play a concert, then you have your backing track. You play along with that. And oh, that's fantastic. What a way to study. And I'll tell you, my students go a lot faster since they are studying with these online videos. And they're all included in the purchase of the book. Everything is included. And we end with Pachelbel. And you see 16th notes and everything combined, ending with Pachelbel, so you can earn earn your money already. If you know someone is going to get married and you're going to play this in church, they always play this in church in the wedding ceremony, and you can ask money for that. So you're going to earn back your all your costs. Well, it's not a big investment, this one, is it? But you can earn money already at the end of book 1, Pachelbel's Canon. So what I include in this method is, let me just get rid of this one. One moment. I see that I was on mute again. So everything is included for just $27.97. What does that mean? If you purchase book 1, it costs $27.97. That's it. One-time payment. No monthly fees, nothing at all. And everything you see there, the full violin course, practice for the videos, online tutorials, backing tracks, and access to the online community is all included for just $27.97, right? Okay, well, if I would be teaching you all the violin lessons from this method online, if I would be teaching that, and I'm doing that online in the YouTube, well, I would be teaching you for about 2 years. It could take 2 years to finish book 1. Some do it in 1 year. These are the real quick ones. Some take a few more months than a year, so 1.5 years maybe, and some maybe take 2 years. And that's all okay, because progress is progress, fun is fun. You're enjoying every step of the way. It's not about the end goal, it's about the journey of the whole method. And so I will be teaching you for, let's say, in between 1 year and 2 years, completely for free. This was a paid service. I used to ask 20 euros per month for the use of the videos, right? But these are all on YouTube now for free. So if I would be teaching you for 1 year for free, or for maybe even 2 years for free, ask yourself, would that be worth 27 euros for you? I think that's a very, very small investment for such big value. I mean, I could ask a lot for the whole package, but why didn't I do that? Because there's a lot of people who want to play violin but just cannot afford it, or there's no teacher or a music academy in the neighborhood. But violin lessons are very, very expensive, and I'll tell you that I had the chance to study violin because my parents saw that I wanted to do that, and I got that chance. But I realize, I know for sure that a lot of people don't have that chance. And if they can buy a violin, and I could even help with that, but if they have a violin, then you're getting these violin lessons for free. The only thing I'm asking you is to purchase the Creative Violin book in PDF or in paperback. PDF, you can download that and start immediately, and the paperback is going to be sent to your address. So if you get the lessons, the complete method, chronologic method, if you get the videos, the video lessons with all explanations, the songs, the exercises, everything on video for free, and the backing tracks for free, would 27 euros be worth that for you? Okay, I hope you're going to say yes to that. So study in your own pace, study wherever you are, study whenever you want. And new, that is new, because like I told you, it was a paid service. And now new that you can practice with the online videos completely for free. No monthly payments, nothing. So you can follow a complete structured violin course from beginner to the advanced, to playing Pachelbel's Canon. That's the end of book 1. Right? So no monthly fees from beginner to advanced for just 27 euros. Oh my God, yes. And if you want to download,
Hi, my name is Pauline from Kenya. I'm a student at Creative Violin. For me, the great benefit is that I can learn from home anytime I want. And something else is that this curriculum is a step-by-step curriculum. So I'm able to gain skills from one lesson to another. And something else is that whenever you send your progress to the teacher, he is always available to give you personal feedback. So for me, I recommend your Creative Violins.
So there you have it. If you scan this QR code, you can buy the whole book for just $27.97. And this is for a short time, because obviously the price has to go up at some point. But for now, you can, for this short time, you can buy it for just $27.97. Well, so don't wait too long with that. So this is the QR code. If you cannot scan it, maybe you're watching this on your mobile phone, then go to creativeviolin.com. Well, you can remember that, I hope. And then creative/violin, no, not slash, how do you say that? Stripe? I'll call it stripe. Creative stripe violin stripe method. Well, as you see it there. If you go there, then you come to the page where you can buy this book for just $27.97. And you can, if you choose to do that for a download, then you can start off right away, go to the YouTube videos and go right ahead. And if you rather want a paperback version, it's going to take a little longer, of course, because that's going to be sent to your home address. And that's a little bit, well, less cheap. I can't say more expensive. I thought that is about 32 euros, if I'm not mistaken. So the easiest way is just for the download, of course, and you could start right away. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you know anybody, if you have friends who want to start violin and they don't know where to start, then please let them see this video, maybe see the basics videos and have them started, because next week, that'll be, this is 19th, it'll be the 26th, that will be lesson 2 with the quarter notes. So if you already have this violin method, if you downloaded it, if you purchase it right now, then you can already start with that, and then maybe you have questions, you can ask me live next week, Tuesday, next Tuesday, same time, same, no, different place on YouTube, of course, but the link is going to be in your email. If you want to be on my email list, then yes, I have to add that to the website as well, but you can just drop me a mail at info@creativeviolin.com, and then I'll put you on the mailing list and keep you posted of everything we are organizing for you. So I hope you're going to start off with me with a great violin journey, and I'm going to be there with you and for you all the way. You're not going to do this alone, never ever going to do this alone, and the investment is just a single payment, $27.97 for a short time. So if you order now, you're going to be the lucky one. So thank you once again, and hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.